think we ought to talk.
What's wrong?
Wrong? Oh no, nothing's wrong. We've just been traveling a while now, and I figure there hasn't exactly been equitable distribution of information. I've gotten a decent glimpse into your dirty laundry, but you still don't really know a whole heck of a lot about me. I figured I'd offer to balance the board. So, is there anything you want to know?
What's with the outfit?
After I started the agency, it just seemed like the sort of thing a detective ought to wear. I got some old memories, pre-war. Faded to all heck of guys dressed like this, doing what I do. Putting on the hat and trench coat, I figured it'd let folks know I was serious about the whole thing. Clothes make the man and all that. Guess I felt they made me the man I wanted to be.
What do you remember about the Institute?
It's all pretty hazy from back then, but now and then I get glimpses. Life inside the Institute, they keep you isolated. A single test chamber was my whole world for years, and someone was always watching. Then one day you wake up on the other side, and that's it. They've cut you loose. Welcome to the brave new world, with such people in it.
So, who are you, Nick?
That's a question I've been trying to figure out myself for a long damn time. I know I'm a synth, authentic Institute handiwork, but I'm still mechanical, not bioengineered like the fancy synths giving everyone the willies these days. I get tune-ups now instead of checkups. My memories, my personality, they're all lifted from some cop who volunteered for an experiment back before the war. They scanned his brain and copied it onto the hardware that runs between my ears. Don't know why they chose to make a robot based on some pre-war cop instead of a math genius or a bioengineer. Hey, maybe that's why the Institute tossed me in the garbage instead of turning me into one of their people snatchers.
Wait, the original Nick was from my time?
Sure was. Which meant when I finally ended up out here, it was quite the rude awakening. I remember waking up one day in a garbage heap, a body in tatters and a head full of memories belonging to a man who'd been dead for 200 years. Suffice to say, it was a confusing couple of weeks. Folks didn't really know much about synths back then, so when I finally ran into people, they mostly treated me with caution rather than hostility. But the kids, they weren't afraid. I think his name was Jim. The first person to actually speak to me after I got the boot from the Institute. My first human contact in this world. Grilled me for an hour. Once they'd seen I wasn't going to hurt anyone, the other folks in the neighborhood came out to ogle the mechanical man. It eventually turned into a pretty swell soiree. A local mechanic even gave me a once-over, free of charge. Those people, they treated me like a human being. I've been trying to return the favor ever since. It's a surprisingly rare trait out here sometimes. It's something I've noticed you got a fondness for. Part of the reason I've stuck around this long.
Where's that town? We should go visit.
I tried to go back and say thanks, once I'd gotten myself established. But the place was wiped off the map. Raiders. Don't know what happened to the people.
If you're good to people, they'll be good back. That's something I've always believed.
Couldn't agree more. Well, I expect you're about as bored as can be listening to me rattle my skeletons. We should probably head out.
What's going on, everybody? Every once in a while I'm just out messing around and doing a little building or checking up on my settlements or whatever, one of my followers will pull me over and just want to talk about stuff. It's pretty cool. Piper did that a couple times. Now I see that Nick's doing that. I don't know what other followers you get in the game, but I can assume that's going to be a pattern with them, so I'll try to throw that in there when I can. Get some more explosive damage. Very cool. Slowly building our character up. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and do this. we just found this recently, and I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. I don't remember exactly how much Pitfall I actually played on the old Atari way back when. Hate to date myself, but it was back in the day. Okay, so you're supposed to find 5 bobbleheads before the timer runs out. I gotcha. Oh, that's not going to work. I guess you could just go left or right or do whatever, huh? Alright. And I jumped early. Of course I did. Well, this sucks. And yeah, that didn't last long, did it? I don't know how you get extra hearts, and yeah, I know. I know. Absolutely. I just have no idea what I'm doing here. Like, no idea whatsoever. Alright, we're going to beat our high score of 3 points. Of course I did. No, not this again. Oh, that doesn't work either, does it? Nope. Nope. So bad. For those of you that already have like a 3 million high score on this, okay, I don't even. I don't even. No, not yet, not yet. Are these Mirelurks running around here? Down in our vault. There's supposed to be a vault down below, I guess. There's a bobblehead. Well, it looks like I'm gonna get at least one, maybe. Yay! Well, at least they give you some time. I have no idea where I'm going. Okay. I won't waste y'all's time with too much of this. I'm just messing around. I figured we'd throw it in here just because we found it. Like I say, I have no idea what I'm doing here. Okay, yeah, why don't you just walk right into a landmine? Very good. Why don't you walk into 2 landmines while you're at it? Yeah, I knew that was coming. Alright, that's cool. We can get out of here. You get 5,000 points for a bobblehead. I know I lose. Thanks. Thanks for that. Alright, anyway, back to what we were supposed to be doing. Supposed to go talk to Piper and see if she has any leads based on what we've gathered from this Kellogg guy. We did finally catch up with him and took care of the problem. He will no longer be an issue. And I wonder how much questing there is to do here. I mean, man, a lot of people wandering around. I know a lot of them are just settlers or whatever, but imagine there's a lot of NPCs you can actually get quests from, too. There's Piper. I'm glad she's back here.
Well, Nikki Valentine walks into my office for a change.
What can I say, Piper? You, me, and hard luck all seem to run together like acid rain down an old sewer.
You, including your client here in that analogy? So, you two are finally letting me in on this little case of yours. What's the story?
Where do you want me to start? The part where Kellogg turned out to be working for the Institute? Or the part where he told me they have Sean?
The Institute. Oh boy. I've been investigating these creeps for over a year now. The Commonwealth's boogeyman. feared and hated by everyone.
True enough.
Sometimes they snatch people in the middle of the night, and sometimes they leave old synths behind to remind us that they're out there, but to this day, there's one thing nobody really knows.
Where the Institute actually is. Or how to get in.
Exactly. But there's one person who has to know, right? The guy who just handed them Sean.
Kellogg. Huh.
What about him?
He had to have a way in and out. But, well, we both know that angle is cut off.
Any other ideas, Nick?
Talk about a literal dead end, huh?
So, a murderer and a kidnapper gets his brains blown out by an avenging parent. Huh. Be a great ending if we didn't still have the biggest mystery in the Commonwealth to solve.
So, what now?
Gets his brains blown out. Huh. His brains. You know, we may not need the man at all.
You're talking crazy here, Nick. Got a fault in the old subroutines?
Look, there's a place in Goodneighbor called the Memory Den. Relive the past moments in your mind as clear as the day they happened. If anyone could get a dead brain to sing, it'll be Dr. Amari, the mind behind the memories.
Who's this Dr. Amari?
I'll let her give you her life story in person. Let's stay focused. I guess we're gonna need a piece of Kellogg's brain. Enough gray matter to bring to Amari and find out if this is going to work.
Jesus, Nick. Gross. Seriously?
I know it's grisly, but what choice do we have? We got no leads, nothing. That old Merc's brain just might have all the secrets we need to know.
Actually, I think I already have something. Kellogg had this thing attached to his head.
Cybernetics, huh? We may have just won the lottery.
Whether we're riding this crazy brain train or not, we can't all go running across the Commonwealth, so who's coming with you?
I have to go to the Memory Den either way, if I'm going to introduce you to Amari. But if you want to head there together, just say so.
Anything else you can tell me about the Memory Den?
It's in Goodneighbor, a little slice of trouble northeast a ways. The Memory Den ain't just a fancy name, it's literal. A lot of people give up all their caps just to relive the good parts of their lives. Over and over. But not us. We're gonna try to dive deep into someone else's mind. I can meet you there, or we can head out together.
Let's go then.
It's you and me, Nick.
Let's get going. Don't worry. We're gonna get your boy back. Just a few more steps.
While you two are out, I'm gonna do some more research. I'll be here if you need me.
I like Piper. I kind of want to travel with Piper some more. But it seems like if Nick already knows the people at this Memory Den place, then it would make sense to take him. I was curious. It seems like they're really leaning towards which follower you have with you depends on what some of the dialogue and stuff takes place. And so what I'm thinking is that on different playthroughs, experimenting, BioWare was really big with this. Experiment with your followers to see.
Ain't got nothing better to do.
Oh, Nat, don't be like that. See what different things they have to say. There would always be unique companion dialogues. Now then, you normally ran with a team too, in like Dragon Age and Mass Effect, you ran with at least 2, if not 3, other followers with you. But depending on who they were, it would depend on, what they said to each other and some of the banter. Some of them liked each other, some of them didn't, stuff like that. It's not too far away. We've pretty much already been over in that area. Let's go take a look. Might as well head there. Sure. I'm not trying to rush through the main story, but might as well just naturally kind of move along with it, at least to a certain point. We still need to go talk to the Brotherhood of Steel, too, which is what I kind of planned on doing. But I didn't realize we get another step here. It's probably just keep going as long as we follow it.
To Boston Common, the start of the Freedom Trail. feast your ears and learn more about the historic Freedom Trail. And learn the history of Boston Common.
You're a tour guide?
Error. Response not recognized.
I love the way they talk.
Welcome, Patriot,
Nick.
to Boston
something for you?
Common, the start of the Freedom Trail.
Freedom.
I'm interested in
Trail.
the history of this place.
Let us go back hundreds of years. It is the year 1775. For 7 years, thousands of British soldiers have camped on this very soil in their orderly rows of tents, led by General Thomas Gage. They seek to quell the growing tide of revolution the night of April 17.
The officers are assembled, General Gage.
4 days prior, I received word from the Earl of Dartmouth. We have our orders. Lieutenant Colonel Smith, gather 21 companies of our best men and carry them with the utmost expedition and secrecy to Concord. Once there, you will seize and destroy all artillery, ammunition, provisions, tents, small arms, and all military stores.
But what of the colonists, General?
Take care that the soldiers do not plunder the inhabitants or hurt private property. But we can and must defang them.
So, near midnight, Colonel Smith marched with 700 redcoats to face brave American patriots in the Battle of Lexington and Concord, and thus the Revolutionary War began. Continue on the trail to walk through more of our great city's history.
Awesome. Well, this is kind of a cool thing. This plays along with some stuff they've done before. I don't do we actually get a map marker here, or go ahead and highlight this. No, we already had that. See if there's anything else you can tell us.
Welcome, Patriot, to Boston Common, the start of the Freedom Trail.
Tell me about the Freedom Trail.
Starting here at Boston Common, follow the red path as it winds its way through our great city's streets. Markers on the trail are placed at many famous historic sites. See Paul Revere's house, the Old North Church, the Old State House, Bunker Hill, and many more.
Okay, I wonder what it's at the end of that. But it's cool if you learn some history along the way. I can only assume that's historical events, at least as they're recorded, right? So you go along. They did a bit of this in Fallout 3 also. Usually in the form of plaques and stuff that you could bring up on computers and things, but it would be little historical stuff. You know, like you go to the museum of, what was it, technology or whatever, and you might have several plaques and several things that might give you some history of, you know, space exploration, stuff like that. And then sometimes it would be kind of off, though. Like, you could go to the museum, which was, I think, supposed to be taken as kind of a joke, but you go to the museum in Rivet City, and the guy had kind of confused some of the historical stuff, thrown in there with more modern things, like, you know, thinking that, what was it, when they went to go sign some declaration or whatever, that they took a plane ride, you know, and so on and so forth, when there were no planes back then, obviously. You know, stuff like that. And so that was more humor and how people can twist history. They take one or two facts and just kind of fill in the blanks type of thing. I mean, they were making that point, but there were a lot of other times where you just simply had historical stuff that you could read and look into if you felt like it. The National Archives, when you go to meet Sydney, there was like a cool questionnaire you could answer to get some flavored mentats, right? And they were just little historical things, you know, who signed this and who did that, just history stuff. It was cool. I actually kind of educational, really. So I guess we can follow this out. Probably head to a lot of those locations anyway. We'll probably stumble on a few of them. Like I say, there's no real map markers, it doesn't look like, unless there's an actual map that shows a red line going through the city on exactly where you need to go. Oh, we got mutants. Another mutant hangout. So this is kind of like the mall, sort of, in Fallout 3. I mean, there were kind of mutants everywhere, but they were really thick in the mall. And then Chevy Chase, too. So we just have a war zone full of lots of little holdouts and bases and stuff for the raiders and super mutants and what have you.
Out there, somewhere! You can't hide forever! No, you got me mad.
There he is.
You really want this?
I guess that's a meat bag. Oh. Show that meat bag a thing or two, right? See ya.
Don't underestimate us again.
Got a couple more. Where they at? I've always liked these little super mutant camps. Meat bags and stuff, they usually hold ammo. Most importantly, look at these buildings, man. The skyline is just awesome.
No blood to spill today.
Those raider arms and leggings and stuff like that, they're cool for settlers. I mean, it's better than the crap they usually come into town with, you know, old scavenger rags and stuff like that. But, it's not really worth the carry weight right now. Although I have one or two settlements where I have no armor pieces to hand anybody that comes in, so I might want to actually make an effort to grab at least some of this type of junk. Road leathers. I usually try to grab a few of those, if nothing else, because it gives my settlers a base to where they can stack some more armor pieces on if I have them. Road leathers, raider leathers, a couple of military fatigues, I believe, work for that. Alright, so super mutants don't like the raiders any more than I do. So on the super mutant diet, is there something they prefer? I'm assuming this is future lunch right here. All these raider bodies and stuff, but I find mole rat parts and blood bug proboscises and stuff like that. So radioactive glands, I think, come from what, bloat flies? Something. .44 rounds, nice. I love it when you find a nice stack of sniper rounds in a meat bag. Oh wow. Ambush. Speaking of that, let me re-equip some of these. It'd be nice if you have a particular favorited type of thing, like, say, frag mines or Molotovs or just whatever, doesn't matter, any kind of grenade or something. If once you favorited it, if you run out, but you pick up some more, like there'll be a lot of times I'll run through all my Molotovs and then in the next few minutes pick up half dozen more off of dead bodies and what have you. And it'd be nice if they actually put them right back in the slot where they belong, unless you refavorite them to something else. But in other words, if you have a particular type of weapon that you have favorited, then until you up to 3, right? There's 3 slots for each one. I don't know. I'm just thinking. Sometimes it's a little annoying to go through my last grenade and have to go back in and favorite it again, especially if I just have one or two more, because I'm probably going to wind up using that too. Oh well, whatever. Okay, well, I'll follow the path. This has a little bit of it reminds me of Mass Effect 2, actually. I'm telling you, as much as they may have looked into, like, say, Skyrim to make Dragon Age Inquisition, apparently they studied Skyrim extensively because Skyrim was, well, successful. It's a successful game, and it made sense. You know, if players like a certain thing, then try to figure out what the players are really enjoying, and then try to implement something along those lines into your game. It makes complete sense. Well, it seems that Bethesda returned the favor a little bit here, because I'm seeing bits of Mass Effect / Dragon Age-y type of stuff in here. I talked about that in another video. We were talking about how Bethesda's talking about, I'll take that, talking about moving or opening a new office in Canada, near, I guess, where BioWare has their studios, right? And so I'm wondering, and it's not, I don't know, is it more than a coincidence that, all right, they're talking about moving, creating a, you know, opening a Canadian studio, then they're talking about, let's see, they've got Garrus. Garrus is a voice actor, and, you know, I mean, voice actors, I'm sure they work with, you know, all kinds of different game developers, so that's not anything in and of itself, but specifically, Garrus' voice actor, he's used pretty extensively in this game. I've heard him a few times. And then, just some other things. The face animations really strongly resemble Mass Effect.
Anyone you walk away from.
Strongly resemble Mass Effect. Just some things that I'm just, I don't know. I played those games a lot, so I'm noticing some similarities. I guess it's going to happen with any game, I guess. But just saying, it's there. I'll take that too. There you go. Alright, cool. Well, I'm still around the 1,000 mark with 45 rounds, somehow. Seems kind of strange. I don't know, did I have that many 45? I guess I haven't used my 45 in a while. Ran around with the pipe gun for, well, just lack of other kinds of, uh-oh. Well, that's not good. We got a shaggy Yao Guai. I guess that's. Well, take that. What the hell? That was fast. He went down quick. Look, Yao Guais in Fallout 3 weren't even that weak. Actually, Yao Guais in Fallout 3 were something to be reckoned with sometimes. Especially if they came in 2s and 3s. Oh, man. Better watch it. Going to Yao Guai Den half-stepping. See ya. Almost as bad as the Deathclaw Sanctuary. Almost. I got plenty of room to carry stuff. Sweet. Take all this. Man, these back alleys and city streets, and this is just turned into a war zone, man. This is awesome. I can and will spend days exploring all this. Mass fusion. I think I'm supposed to go to that building for something. I'm not going to now. I'm going to stop just going in every single building along the way, because I notice we're getting sent back to a lot of places too. But I do believe, what's this? Coast Guard Pier. Okay, this gives me a new location. Okay, see, that specifically sends me there. So If nothing else, I can always go to my quest list if I'm out of places to go and things to do, which I can't ever see that happening. A lot of these places that I might pass by, I may not come back to, at least not in this playthrough. But I do believe I have something specifically send me to the mass fusion building. I remember seeing that. So I've got it on my map marker. I can come back here. I would like to get to this memory den. We'll get this next part of the, I guess you could say, main story. I'm assuming we're on the main storyline here. I know you guys don't.
Someone was expecting trouble. We're asking.
Yeah, anybody who's going to camp out here is going to be expecting trouble. You better be, or else you're not going to last very long. It's keep getting achievements popping up. You guys don't see it on your end when they pop up, but each time we do something along these lines. So I'm guessing many of the game's achievements have to do with following out this whole thing with, you know, Sean and all that stuff. So we'll hit this memory den, see what is to be seen, get the next clue, and then I want to go off and do some stuff. As important as it may be to go find our son, there's something to be said for having a place to bring our son once all that's said and done, you know? We have an opportunity to help establish... Oh, no, I didn't see that. I didn't see it. To establish something of a more hospitable world out here.
Someone's coming.
I hear something. What am I hearing? What the hell? Oh, Nick sees it, whatever it is. Alpha vicious mongrel. Was he stuck in a branch? Looks like it. I meant to drop off Kellogg's outfit. It's not something I'm gonna wear, personally, but it had some decent stats on it. Maybe it may give it to a follower. Someone who can wear it. Set up one of my settlers for guard duty and give it to them. Carrying too much again. Okay. What to drop? Actually, I'm not all that impressed with the sniper I'm using right now. It's alright. It's got low recoil, that's cool. Goodneighbor. Alright, well, let's go check it out. This is where he said to come.
Well. It's the detective. Tracking down another wayward husband to his mistress?
Why? Someone stand you up?
You trying that, what do you call it? Evasive language on me? And who are you, huh? Valentine's new dick in training?
None of your business.
What's it to you?
Gotta know who's backing who in Goodneighbor. I ain't never seen you before. Maybe you're in the market for a little insurance?
I might give you some if you need it.
You better back off, or you're the one who's gonna need insurance.
Well, hey, all right. We'll just say your insurance is paid up for now.
Okay? No, not okay.
Time out. Nick Valentine makes a rare visit to town, and you're hassling his friend here with that extortion crap? Good to see you again, Nick.
Hancock?
What do you care? She ain't one of us.
No love for your mayor, Finn? I said let her go.
You soft, Hancock. You keep letting outsiders walk all over us. One day, there'll be a new man.
Come on, man. This is me we're talking about. Let me tell you something. Now, why'd you have to go and say that, huh? Breaking my heart over here.
Solve that problem.
Now I know you had old Finn handled back there, but a mayor's gotta make a point sometimes. You alright?
I'm fine. Thanks for taking care of him.
Good. Now don't let this incident taint your view of our little community. Good neighbors of the people, for the people. You feel me? Everyone's welcome.
Goodneighbor. That what you call this place?
That's right. We cobbled this little neighborhood together out of the freaks and misfits that just wouldn't be accepted anywhere else. You'll see. You make enough friends here, you'll call this place home soon enough. So long as you remember who's in charge.
Okay, well. You have an authority complex, that's whatever. It's your place, not mine.
Deal is. I'm not buying that we come in peace malarkey.
Yeah, right?
Hi.
Stay free, sister.
Brotherhood rolls in with a friggin' airship with nothing but vertibirds and loudspeakers, yeah. All that I come in peace stuff.
Hello?
I'm not buying it either.
Everything here is guaranteed to injure, maim, or kill at your discretion. Except me. I only kill when I want to.
Is this robot a follower?
Who? What are you?
I'm a woman, baby. Can't you tell?
You certainly look like a woman. Yes.
And that's all that matters, right? Now are you buying what I'm selling?
So what kinds of weapons do you have?
Anything that can kill a man, I sell. Except suicidal depression. That is unfortunately not packageable. Now, are we doing business?
Sure. Let's take a look.
Each weapon tested on someone who deserved it.
Actually, I need all this and I don't have any money. Guess I could sell some of this junk that we picked up. Man, if I'd have known that, if I'd have thought about it, I could have slow walked in here with some of that junk that I dropped. It would probably only been in a matter of like 50 caps or something anyway. Not a big deal. Don't really want to get rid of any of this stuff either. Eventually may even go so far as to get certain kinds of sets of gear for specific settlements. Like if it's a farming settlement, everyone gets like certain kind of thing. If it's a roadside checkpoint, everyone gets raider gear, you know, raider leathers and raider armor and stuff like that. Maybe all pipe guns, and then you know, if it's, say, I don't know, a marketing type settlement, you know, like my drive-in where I'm thinking about making a lot of merchants and maybe even a mall and stuff. Give everyone combat armor and have everyone look a little more modern and it's stuff like that. You could just play with it.
Steal better stay out of Goodneighbor. All I'm saying.
Looks like one of those trigger men.
Oh, a new face walks into my store, and you're not even screaming yet. Very polite. You let me know if anything catches your fancy.
Nice hair.
Did you say something about people screaming at you?
That's right. Some newcomers have never seen a ghoul before. Can't handle a friendly face, I say. So you need some supplies?
What's it like, you know, being a ghoul?
Well, it's a lot worse when people always ask you about it all the time. But I guess I can't blame them. On the upside, I look pretty good for being over 220 years old. Now, were you buying anything?
Wait, you're 220 years old.
Okay. It's more like 270 years. But don't go blabbing that to everyone. Being a ghoul means you live a long time. You stop counting birthdays. Do you know what it's like being that old?
Actually.
What's it like?
It's like being in a time warp sometimes. Hundreds of years between you and the 20-somethings running around here. Not that you'd know what that's like, would you?
Actually, I do.
Well, now you're just making fun of me. If you were as old as I was, you would have been around since before the war. So let's hear it. Come on. Tell me what the world was like before the war if you're so ancient.
Huh, awesome. Violent and ugly, beautiful, complete, kind of all the above, huh?
It was pretty much what we have now, just with less rust.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it? Well, you're either the most well-preserved ghoul I've ever seen, or you're the second best bullshitter and good neighbor. Ah!
So, what do you remember about the past?
Oh, sweetie, I was an angry young woman back then. Thought the world was sick and wouldn't give me my due. Then it all ended, and well, I ended in a way, becoming a ghoul. Maybe when you get to be my age, everything starts to look like fate. Anyway, I like your story better, whether or not it's true.
It's the truth. All of it.
You know, if you haven't already, you should check out the Hotel Rexford. There's another pre-war ghoul hanging around there. Well, we should get back to business. What are you picking up?
What kinds of things do you sell?
Oh, a bit of everything. Canned beans to chems. I try to take every weird bit of junk the caravans are willing to trade. So chances are you'll find something to your liking here. Ready to take a look?
Got any work?
I do, actually. Super mutants have taken over the old Boston Public Library. I got a lot of fond memories of that place from when I was a girl and human. You get those lumbering brutes out of there, I'll pay you 200 caps.
Anything more you can tell me about the library?
A lot of those pre-war buildings have automated security. Robots, turrets, that kind of thing. Lot of computers, too. Hope you take the job. You might not believe this, but I was a shy child. Books were like my best friends growing up.
I don't think that's enough money to cover clearing out a whole building.
You got a good point. We'll make it 250 caps.
That's cool.
You got a deal, Daisy.
Thanks. Hey, while you're there, could you return this book for me? It's from the library. Don't even ask how long it's been overdue.
Overdue books. Oh, man. I guess I need to go grab those. It's a good thing we haven't cleared out the Boston Library yet. Passed by it.
Hey.
Had a feeling I would go back there for something. And so that just keeps seeming to be the thing, is that you're going to get sent back to these locations at some point or another. So it's cool. You can kind of just go with the flow in the story if you want to, too. Don't have to go out of your way to go look at every single thing. It's not necessarily a bad idea, but it's not necessary to do either, so. Alright, let me let him carry all this. Oh, I should have done this a while back.
Time. How you holding up?
Nick? Cleo.
Don't worry. I only test the weapons on customers I don't like.
It's hard without Gwen.
Feel free to
It
browse.
gets easier every day.
Yeah, that's.
I'll take a look. Sure.
Let's get you outfitted, killer.
Man, I'd sure like to have all that ammo she's packing there. Look at all those 45 rounds. That would be just sexy if I had, what, probably 1,800 caps or something. Eventually caps will not be an issue, and there's probably a lot of things I could have done already to start making money. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. I'm getting by, so it's cool.
Stop by at the office.
Sure. You got
Old
it.
State House. Wasn't that one of the places on the Freedom Trail? I think it was. I wonder if there's another robot in there to give you more history.
Heard what you did. Saved that Rex Goodman from the super mutants, right? Guess not everyone appreciates the Bard, am I right?
The Bard. He's trying to
Better keep your
teach
eye
the
on
super
strap
mutants
on.
culture.
Friendly advice.
Trying to civilize them with Shakespeare. That's pretty funny. What's this right here? Is this just... Sorry, just looking. Alright. Oh, there it is. Memory Den.
Now, I've seen a lot of crazy stuff.
Don't have no
But a
handouts.
flying ship? Yowza.
What was this? An old theater? An old speakeasy or something?
Well, Mr. Valentine. I thought you had forgotten about little old me.
May have walked out of the den, Irma, but I'd never walk out on you.
Amari's downstairs, you big flirt.
Uh-oh. I see stuff I might need to have.
You get caught pilfering around here, you don't get thrown in the pen. You get thrown in a grave.
Why don't you just scream that through a bullhorn? How about that?
Here for Amari? She's downstairs.
Irma.
Whatever you and Nick are up to, I don't need to know. Just don't let the big metal softy hurt himself, all right?
Well, the ladies sure seem to like Nick. He's pretty cool, actually. Irma, huh?
Sweet.
All of his memories are about that Silver Shroud radio show. I think I got a radio signal from Silver Shroud, too. Probably need to listen to that. Lots of radio signals have popped up and stuff. Haven't really gone to listen to them all. Probably should. Fred Allen keeps coming in high as the day is long. He wants to play a memory of being stoned on Buffout while he's actually stoned on Jet. Well, it's a dedicated addict, right? Claire apparently lost a husband and is trying to relive those old days. Daisy is a staunch opponent of the den, but comes in to get a little taste of it also. So apparently this is like a drug of sorts to people or something. So they can come in and escape reality with a little reliving of the past. I get it. Okay, so this was a theater then, huh? Probably an actual real landmark too. Wouldn't doubt it.
Don't let Nick spend too much time with Amari down in that lab of hers. I'll start to get jealous.
So she's like a madame, but instead of running a bunch of hookers, she runs these memory pods. So we got a few down here too.
Dr. Amari?
Yes? I take it this isn't a social call.
This one's all yours, Nick.
We need a memory dig, Amari, but it's not going to be easy. The perp, Kellogg, is already cold on the floor.
Are you two mad? Putting aside the fact that you're asking me to defile a corpse, you do realize that the memory simulators require intact, living brains to function.
Please. Nick told me you're the only one who could make this work.
This dead brain had inside knowledge of the Institute, Amari. The biggest scientific secret of the Commonwealth. You need this, and so do we.
Fine. I'll take a look. But no guarantees. Do you have it with you?
Here's what I could find.
What's this? This isn't a brain. This is... Wait. That's the hippocampus. And this thing attached to it? A neural interface?
Those circuits look awfully familiar.
I'm not surprised. From what I've seen, all Institute technology has a similar architecture.
Nick's an older model synth. Is he still compatible?
That's exactly what I was thinking. If we are lucky, it should hook right in. But even if this works, Mr. Valentine would be taking on a tremendous amount of risk. We're talking about wiring something to his brain.
Don't worry about me, Amari. Let's do it.
You really think this'll work, Nick?
No idea. But we got a missing kid on the line. That's worth the risk.
Whenever you're ready, Mr. Valentine, just sit down.
If I start cackling like an old grizzled mercenary, pull me out, okay?
Let's see here.
Told you he's cool.
I need you to keep talking to me, Mr. Valentine. Any slight change in your cognitive functions could be dire. Are you feeling any different?
There's a lot of flashes. Static. I can't make sense of any of it, Doc.
That's what I was afraid of. The mnemonic impressions are encoded.
Excellent.
A Grognak game? Oh, this ought to be cool.
Appears the Institute has one last failsafe. There's a lock on the memories in the implant.
Is all this free? I'll take it. We'll get around to all that in a second. Just give me a minute. Oh, I'll take all that, definitely. Yep.
Were you going to say something or not?
In a second. I'm busy.
How do you lock memories?
The implant is encoding all the mnemonic activity in the hippocampus. Think of it like computer encryption, and we don't have the password. Let's see. A single mind wouldn't be able to crack it. But what if we use two? We load both you and Mr. Valentine into the memory loungers. Run your cognitive functions in parallel. He'll act as a host, while your consciousness drives through whatever memories we can find.
Any idea of what I'm gonna see in there?
I have no clue. But considering we only have a single piece of the medial temporal lobe and not the whole brain, I doubt it'll be cohesive.
All right, let's get started.
Just sit down over there and keep your fingers crossed.
Science.
See you on the other side.
Best way to ruin everything and kill each other faster, all in the name of knowledge. Right? All this shit wouldn't be necessary if it weren't for all this science nonsense. Well, this doesn't remind me of anything. Maybe just a little Tranquility Lane. This ought to be interesting, right?
Initiating brainwave migration between the transplant and the host. Mnemonic activity coming from the transplant. It's degenerated, but it's there. We're going to load you into the strongest memories we can find. They might not be stable. Just hold on. Can you hear me? Ah, good. The simulation appears to be working, although the memories are quite fragmentary. I'll try to step you through the intact memories and hope we find one that gives us some clue to the Institute's location.
Oh wow, this is another Mass Effect reference.
There. This is the earliest intact memory I can find.
Yeah, you go through the memories of the Geth, the collective Geth, with Legion's help to, oh, I forget exactly what you were doing, but anyway, same type of thing as this.
Remember, you are experiencing these memories as Kellogg. This may prove disorienting at first.
I was such a dummy back then. What did I know about how the world worked? I think now she wanted me to kill him. I should have. Instead, I ended up running away. I told myself I wanted to find somewhere out from under the thumb of the NCR and all their rules. But really, I was running from the guilt of not protecting her from Dad. Yeah, it doesn't matter now, though. Mom knew how it was. She wasn't soft, but she loved me in her way. And she protected me from Dad. That cost her more than a few beatings. I never knew what happened to her after I left. I didn't want to know. Not then. Dad was either drunk or not around. I guess he must have run with one of the raider gangs, but I never really knew what he did. Don't know why Mom was with him. Maybe at some point in his life he wasn't a complete asshole.
This doesn't seem to be what we're looking for. There appears to be another intact memory close to you in temporal sequence. There. Try that one.
I was the worst thing that ever happened to her. If she'd never met me, she'd have stayed in the hub, maybe hooked up with someone who didn't kill people for a living. Probably been happier than she was with me. Almost certainly lived longer. Whatever made me think that a guy like me should have a daughter? No, I never deserved her. Not for 1 second. It's gonna be fine. You'll see. The thing about happiness is you only know you had it when it's gone. I mean, you may think to yourself that you're happy, but you don't really believe it. Focus on the petty bullshit or next job or whatever. It's only looking back, by comparison with what comes after, that you really understand that's what happiness felt like.
But we don't know anybody here. And now, with the baby?
Come on, Sarah, you've got to give it a chance. I finally got steady work with a good outfit. Nothing like that in the NCR these days.
What?
No, I'm not saying this was a mistake. I'm just... Are you sure these guys know what they're doing? They seem kind of green.
I know, but that's where I come in. Just wait. In a few years, I'll be running my own crew. As soon as I make the connections I need. Then I can give you anything you want. And little Mary, too.
I never worried about you before. Must be my mama instincts kicking in. Who knew I had those, huh?
Come on, you're great with her. And you don't need to worry about me. Most of it's just running security for the she. A lot of standing around looking tough.
No, they sure picked the right person for that job.
Listen, it's gonna be great here. See this? This is what's gonna keep you and Mary safe. I promise.
I know, honey. I'm sure we're gonna be really happy here.
We are. You'll see. That's okay. I got her.
Let's keep looking. I'll connect you to the next intact memory.
Yeah, well, that gun's supposed to keep your family and property safe, true enough, but it's not supposed to make other families and other properties unsafe either. Sounds like he's running with the bad crowd. You see the San Francisco Bridge? Maybe a next hint as to our next fallout?
How did you think this was going to end, Kellogg? You thought you could just fuck with us, and we wouldn't fuck with you? Just so you know, they died like dogs. And you weren't there to help them.
So he lost his family.
I found another memory to try. I'll connect you.
Lost his family to raiders. He worked for the wrong people, crossed the wrong people in the process, and lost his family as a result. Alright, so I guess I kind of get it. No excuse for what he turned out to be. Come to think of it, the solution for you losing your family is to not go take other people's families away, like mine, for example.
Mind if we sit down?
Suit yourself. I don't remember much from that time. It all kind of blends together. It was almost always a bar, though. That's universal.
So, I hear you'll take care of people's problems. Is that right?
If you pay me.
Oh, we'll pay you. And, you'll do this all by yourself?
That's right.
We pay you when the job's done. Is that okay?
That's the way you want to do it? So who do you want dead?
Well, it's like this. There's his family. Lives down the creek a ways.
Oh.
We seem to be getting closer. Try this next
So
one.
since he lost his, everyone else should feel the same. What a piece of crap. That kind of logic, that's just... that really kind of shows a person's character. Yep, that person needs to die. Well, we did the right thing.
Mr. Kellogg, I'm glad you decided to meet with me.
So, you're with the Institute. I wanted to see for myself if you really existed.
We do, as you can see.
The first synths weren't all that impressive. I'm good, but I'm not that good. But the Institute could always make more, and kept making them better each time. They still give me the creeps, but you have to get used to them if you want to work with the Institute. What do you want?
It's come to my attention that you've been rather disruptive of our operations lately. This must stop.
You heard all sorts of rumors about the Institute. But I figured they were just a convenient boogeyman for anything bad that ever happened. They were real, all right. They didn't know anything about operating on the surface. Relied on their synths for everything. They had the resources I needed, and I had the expertise they needed. Turned into a permanent arrangement, which suited me just fine. I do what people pay me to do. If that's a problem for you, I could see only one way out. I finally ended up in the Commonwealth. I kinda ran out of road. Plus, I'd come to terms with life. I wasn't gonna be stupid enough to get mixed up with caring about other people again. It was just me against the world. And the world had it coming.
And what's that, Mr. Kellogg?
If I'm working for you, there's no more problem. From what I hear, you can afford me.
I don't think you fully understand the situation you're in.
I think I do.
Very well. B-748, initiate.
Systems offline.
Impressive. We may have something to talk about after all.
Getting warmer. One of these has got to tell us something. We're running out of brain here.
Running out of brain
there's
here.
one that looks mostly intact. Connecting now.
Manual override initiated. Cryogenic stasis suspended.
That sounds familiar.
Vault computers are still working. That's good. Checking through the logs. Hopefully it's all...
Just find it.
Oh, let's look around
Pod
here.
C6. Down the hall near the end.
Yeah, let's see if we can get a... Yeah. Yeah, let's look at some of this stuff. See if we can get some memories on some of these things. Outside of just what... We know what happened. He shot the husband in the face and kidnapped her kid. We get that, but...
The eggheads never liked taking orders from a dirty, contaminated degenerate like me. But they needed me, and I made sure they knew it.
Okay, well, we know who was with him now. An Institute scientist.
I was now the Institute's main operator in the Commonwealth. If they needed something done, they came to me. It wasn't usual for anybody from the Institute to come along on a mission, so this one stood out. I didn't know then who it was we were grabbing from the vault. Of course, neither did they. Not really. Even then, I knew it was a mistake leaving her alive. I understood that kind of revenge. No one better. But I was cocky enough to assume I could handle some soft, pre-war vault dweller, even if she somehow got thawed out.
Oh, that's our character. That's cool.
At least I know those Institute bastards will soon get what's coming to them, too. If she could take me out, they won't be able to hide from her for long.
You got that right.
I'm glad I didn't have to kill the kid. I'm not saying I haven't done it, but, I never liked to. But it was better this way. Better than taking his kid and leaving him alive.
This is the one.
I never knew why we didn't just refreeze the rest of them. But we had our orders. I guess the old man didn't want so many loose ends. Too bad he left alive the one person he shouldn't have.
Here.
Oh,
open it.
Wow. So they unfroze and killed everyone but our character and refroze us for some reason. Huh.
I'm glad I didn't have to kill the kid.
Is it over?
Almost. Everything's gonna be fine.
Okay?
Come here.
No.
Come here, baby.
No. I've got him.
Let the boy go. I'm only gonna tell you once.
I'm not giving you Sean!
God damn it. Get the kid out of here and let's go. At least we still have the backup.
Cryogenic sequence reinitialized.
What's the holdup?
I'm almost finished, Kellogg. I just need to confirm. Come on. All right, we're good.
I'm sorry you had to go through that again. I found another intact memory. Whenever you're ready.
Okay. So they refroze us on purpose. There's nothing sinister there. We were kept alive on purpose. So we're a tool in all this, somehow. This is his house in Diamond City.
Is that your son? This appears to be a very recent memory. So, good news, I think.
Wasn't my idea to settle down with the kid in the middle of Diamond City. I thought it was a terrible idea, actually. But it was one of the old man's pet projects, so here we were. Me and the kid. Like a happy little family. I ended up kind of liking it. A reminder of what my life might have been if things had turned out differently. But there's no going back. I knew it was just temporary. It'd be back to normal business before too long.
No, things wouldn't have been different for this guy. He'd have been a self-fulfilling prophecy.
His whole setup in Diamond City was part of some elaborate plan of the old man's. Seems obvious now that we were bait for our friend from the vault. Timing couldn't have been an accident. It's not how the old man works. I wonder if he outsmarted me in the end. Another loose end tied up.
I'm not saying she's right, but Mayor, he's gonna be man this time. I probably shouldn't have even
Kellogg.
It's okay. One of these days, you're gonna get your head blown off just barging in here like that. The new breed of synths could easily pass as human. Some of them did. But the coursers, they weren't built to blend in. They were killing machines, pure and simple. Smarter, stronger, and faster than almost any real human. I'm just glad they were always on my side.
Minimizing my exposure to civilians is a priority.
Forget I said anything. So what's the big crisis this time?
New orders for you. One of our scientists has left the Institute.
Left? As in?
He's gone rogue. Name's Dr. Brian Virgil. We know he's hiding somewhere in the glowing sea. Here's his file.
Wow. Some heads are gonna roll for this.
That's a lead.
Capture and return, or just elimination?
Elimination. He was working on a highly classified program.
No kidding. One of the top bioscience boys? Damn. So, I guess you're taking the kid back with you.
Affirmative. Your only mission is to locate and eliminate Virgil.
You're taking me home to my father?
Oh, this must be messed up, seeing your kid that you never really saw.
X688. Ready to relay with Sean.
Bye, Mr. Kellogg. I hope I see you again soon.
Partially grown up, but you didn't get to experience any of that.
Teleportation. Now it all makes sense. Nobody's found the entrance to the Institute because there is no entrance. Let me pull you out of there as soon as you're ready.
That means they can just zap me to the Institute anytime? If they can locate me? Is that what it is? Alright, how do you get out of here? I guess you can go back and replay any of this stuff.
Wasn't my idea to settle down with the kid
Okay,
in the middle.
Replays the same stuff. I guess we can get out of here. Boy, that would be messed up, man. Put yourself in the character's shoes and see your kid years later. Oh, man. Not cool.
Slow movements, okay? I don't know what kind of side effects the procedure might have had. No one's ever done this before. How do you feel?
Am I okay? Are you seeing anything bad?
Don't be alarmed, but I honestly don't know what to look for. As I said before, this is uncharted territory, but your neural and physiological readings have returned to normal. From a medical standpoint, you're fine. Are you ready to talk about what happened in there?
You were along for the ride, weren't you? You saw what I saw.
Yes, but it's important we review everything together, in case either of us missed anything.
There's more than one person who knows about the Institute. Virgil, that scientist who escaped.
I didn't know Institute scientists could defect. This changes everything. He could answer all sorts of questions. Where did the memory say he was? The glowing sea? That can't be right. No one would risk going there, not even to hide.
Why? What makes the glowing sea so dangerous?
The name says it all. Radiation. So much that nothing there could possibly live. Nothing pleasant. Navigating radioactive hazards is nothing new. But the glowing sea can kill a man in seconds. That's why it doesn't make sense. Virgil fleeing into that hell. The exposure alone.
That's why he's there. To make the Institute think twice about following him.
That must be it. He's using the radiation in the glowing sea like a shield or a cloak, a way to throw them off and be at an advantage. If Virgil found a way to survive there, you'll have to do the same. If you're going to follow him.
How do I fight that much radiation, Doctor?
There are chemical compounds. Rad-X, Radaway. You'd need as much as you could carry. Maybe more. A sealed environment suit would be great, if you could find one. Or maybe one of those suits of power armor? That would be perfect.
I'll find a way to get through the rads. Don't worry.
Good luck. And be safe. By the way, I unplugged Mr. Valentine first. Removed the implant while you were waking up. He's waiting for you upstairs.
Okay. Find a way to get through the radiation. We will eventually head that way. Sounds dangerous. I remember seeing a radiation suit also. An environmental suit. I don't remember where it was. I don't even remember if I picked it up maybe and put it off in a safekeeping somewhere. I don't know. We may want to run across another one. I'll make sure to keep my eye out for one. Who knows?
Nick.
Hope you got what you were looking for inside my head. That was right. I should have killed you when you were on ice.
Okay.
What did you say?
What are you talking about?
You sounded like Kellogg just then.
Did I? Huh. Mari said there might be some mnemonic impressions left over. Anyway, I feel fine, so let's get going.
Uh-oh. That's not a good sign.
We have to head into the glowing sea. Any advice?
I'm a synth, so radiation isn't much of an issue for me, but an old suit of power armor might just be the guardian angel you're looking for. That, or you could buy up all the Rad-X and Radaway you can find from any chem dealer who's got it in stock.
I'm gonna head out on my own from here, Nick.
Good luck out there. You know where to find me.
Okay, when that time comes, I might actually take Nick, but I want to go check in with the Brotherhood of Steel and do some other stuff first before we head off into an irradiated ocean or whatever.
Let's kick the breeze back. Shoot the fat. Now, I know you all are doing your own thing, but I don't want anyone here to forget what matters. Hey, Daisy, glad you could make it. How's my favorite girl doing? Didn't I see you on a date with Morowski the other day?
He wishes.
All right, we're getting off track. What was I saying? Oh, that's right. What matters. We freaks gotta stick together. And the best way to stick together is to keep an eye out for what drives us apart. You feel me?
Yeah, you tell it like it is, Hancock.
Now, what out there in our big, friendly Commonwealth would want to drive us apart? What kind of twisted, unneighborly boogeyman would want to hurt our peaceful community?
The Institute and their sins!
That's right. Who said that? Coming up to my office later, you've earned yourself some jet. The Institute. They're the real enemy. Not the Raiders. Not the super mutants. Not even those tools over in Diamond City.
I don't know, Hancock. I'd sure love to give McDonough a kick in the ass.
Hey, we all know I got my own personal beef with that lardhead. But stay focused. Now, I want everyone to keep the Institute in mind. When someone starts acting funny. When people are doing things they don't normally do. When family starts pushing you away for no reason. We all know who's behind that kind of shit. And the only way to stop it is to stick together. They can't control us if we're not afraid. Now, who's scared of the Institute?
Not us!
And which town in the Commonwealth should the Institute not fuck with?
Goodneighbor!
And who's in charge of Goodneighbor?
Hancock! All the people!
For the people!
You stick around, you'll need to join a crew. I hear Bobby No-Nose is looking. Always a catch with the No-Nose, but she pays.
You running from something? Welcome home.
Talk to Bobby. I wonder where you find Bobby. Maybe in the Hotel Rexford? Kind of want to go check it out anyway. Supposed to be another ghoul in here to talk to. Maybe that's the no-nose they're talking about. Notice the ghouls don't have noses.
Peace, sister.
What? You need something to take the edge off. Fred Allen, Hotel Rexford. I'll look you up.
Looks like we got another freak just won't fit anywhere else.
Sounds like there's lots of stuff going on in here. Alright, we'll go check it out then. Then we'll go find Piper, I think, and go check in with the Brotherhood of Steel. Thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe, click the button up top. And for the rest of this Let's Play, click the image in the middle. It should send you straight to the playlist. Alright, y'all take care. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.